Good morning students, myself Anup Kumar, and it is my first video of this week. Okay, and today we will revise the rest of the chapters, because you know that in previous class we have already discussed about some questions about the previous two chapters, linear in one variation and direct and inverse proportion. When you know that in class test 2 fourth chapter will come: linear equation in one variable, direct and inverse proportion, area of trapezium and polygon, and introduction to coordinate geometry. So two chapters we have already revised. So rest two chapters, area of trapezium and polygon and introduction to coordinate geometry. These two chapters we will discuss today. Okay students, so let's start with the first question. Now here you can see that we have to find the area of trapezium whose parallel side is given and the distance between them, it means the height is also given. Okay, so at first we will write what is given. Two parallel side 20 centimeter and 32 centimeter, and the height is 10 centimeter. Okay, now we know that area of trapezium formula is 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. Okay, so directly we will put the value of the parallel sides and the height. Here I have put the value 2, 1 by 2 into 20 plus 32 into 10. If you will divide 2 by 10, 10 by 2, then you will get what? 5. Okay, and 20 plus 32 will be 52. So 52 into 5 will be 260 centimeter square, because it is the area. So we will write the unit as square centimeter or centimeter square. Okay students, so let's solve another question. Now the another question, here you can see that the area of the trapezium is given 588 centimeter square and the height is also given, but only one parallel side is given, another parallel side is not given. So at first we will write what is given. Here you can see height and parallel side I have written. After that we will assume the another parallel side. Okay, so let another parallel side be x centimeter. Okay, after that, according to question, area of trapezium is already given, value is already given. Then if the value is given, then we will write the formula just below the area of the trapezium. Okay, it means 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height, and in RHS we will write the value of the area of the trapezium. Now we will put all the value. We know that the parallel sides are, first sides is 36 centimeter and second we have already assumed. So we can write 1 by 2 into under bracket 36 plus x into the height is 14 is equal to 588. So if you will divide 14 by 2, then you will get 7. Okay, and that 7 if you will take in RHS, then it will divide with 588. Okay, and if you will divide 588 by 7, then you will get 84. Okay, then you will take 34 to in RHS. So it will be 84 minus 36 is equal to 48. Hence we can say that the another parallel side is 48 centimeter. Okay, so like this we can find the another parallel side of trapezium. Okay, so now students, let's solve another question. Here the question is that find the area of the trapezium as per dimension given in figure. Okay, what is the given? At first here you can see that the figure is ABCD is a trapezium. Okay, AB, dimension of AB is 20 centimeter, DC is 28 centimeter, and AM perpendicular to DC. Okay, and AD is also given BC equal to BC. It means it is an isosceles trapezium. So we will do some construction in this question. Okay, at first here you can see in this figure I have done the construction. We have drawn BN perpendicular to DC. Okay, and since AB and DC are the parallel sides, so AM and BN will also parallel and equal. Okay, and AM and BN are perpendicular, so that we can say that AB and MN is also equal, and same as DM and NC is also equal. So we will assume DM and NC as x. Okay, so after that, if dm and nc is x, then we can write dm plus mn plus nc is equal to 28, and dm and nc we have assumed as x, so we will put the value, then we will get what, x plus 20 plus x equals to 28. Then we will add only the variable, so x plus x 20x, and 20 will go in RHS. Okay, so 28 minus 20, it will be 8, and then we will divide the 2, then we will get 4 centimeter. So here you can see that dm value is same as nc. It means, and here you can see ADM triangle and BNC triangle are same area. Okay, then we can find only height, only we can apply only one triangle, we can take only one triangle. So if you will take triangle ADM and you are applying using Pythagoras theorem, then we know that AM is the perpendicular distance, AD is the hypotenuse, and DM is the base. Okay, so P, we know that the formula of P is equal to under root h square minus b square. So P is AM and h is 5 centimeter, which is AD, and the base is DM, which is 4 centimeter. We have just got. Okay, so 5 square 25, 4 square 16, then 25 minus 16 is equal to under root 9. Okay, then 9 we will be, if we will take out the root of the 9, then we will get 3 centimeter. So 3 centimeter is the value of M. It means we can say that it is also the height of this trapezium ABCD. Okay, now so here you can see, now we will apply the formula of the area of the trapezium directly. Now because we know that the sum of the parallel side, both parallel side is given 20 centimeter and 28 centimeter, and height we have just got as 3 centimeter. So we will put the value, and after that 1 by 2 into under bracket 20 plus 28 into 3, then 1 by 2 into 48 into 3, and after that if you will divide 48 by 2, then you will get 24. So 24 into 3 will be 72 centimeter square. Okay, so like this we can find the area of the trapezium if the height is not given. So if the height is not given, it means we will apply Pythagoras theorem if the trapezium is an isosceles trapezium. Okay, always keep it in your mind. If trapezium is an isosceles trapezium, then we will apply Pythagoras theorem. If the trapezium is not an isosceles trapezium, then I have already explained in my previous videos that we will use Heron's formula. Okay students, so let's solve another question. Now then this time the question is, it is a hexagon ABCDEF. Okay, and the distance between its two opposite vertices is 20 centimeter, and its side is 6 centimeter, and the distance between its alternate two vertices is 10 centimeter. Here you can see that A to D, A and D both are opposite vertex. So A to D is given 20 centimeter, same as B to E is to 20 centimeter, F to C is also 20 centimeter, and two alternate vertex. So if you will take C to E, then C to E 10 centimeter, same as D to F 10 centimeter, like this. Okay students, so I have taken C to E as 10 centimeter. Okay, so we will do some construction in this question. Okay, what construction? Here you can see that I have joined A to D and C to E. So and both lines are perpendicular to each other. It means AD divides this hexagon into two equal parts. And if you will see the figure, then you can see that ABCD and AFED both are looking like a trapezium. Okay, so it is a trapezium shaped figure. And CE perpendicular to AD, it means CM is also perpendicular to AD. So if CM is also perpendicular to AD, it means CM is the height of this trapezium. Okay, and CE is equal to 10 centimeter, then just half. It means CM is equal to half of 10 centimeter. Okay, then it will be 5 centimeters. CM will be half of CE. It means it will be 5 centimeter. Okay, now as we know that area of trapezium is equal to 1 by 2 into sum of parallel sides into height. So now in trapezium ABCD, the two parallel sides are 20 and 6 and the height we have just found 5 centimeter. So 1 by 2 into 10 to 20 plus 6 into 5. Add it, then you will get 1 by 2 into 26 into 5. And if you will divide 26 by 2, you will get 13. 13 5 ja 65 centimeter square. But it is the area of the half of the trapezium. Okay. So if you will multiply it with 2, because it is whole hexagon has divided into 2 equal parts. So we will divide it with 2. So then 2 into 65 is equal to 130 centimeter square. So like this we can find if the figure he has given regular polygon. Okay students, so I hope that you all have understood. So now students, now this time we will discuss about the next chapter, introduction to coordinate geometry. So let's start with the Cartesian plane. As I have already discussed, the plane of the paper were two coordinate axes. Okay, it means the two coordinate axes, we have already explained to you that two coordinate axis divides the whole plane into 4 quadrants, and each quadrant has name as quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Like this, here you can see that the coordinate axis, x-axis and y-axis, this is the Cartesian plane. Here in this side, here you can see quadrant 1. Okay, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3 and this is quadrant 4. Okay students, so after that here you can see that in quadrant 1, what will be the sign of the quadrant 1? Okay, so quadrant 1 sign is plus plus, because here you can see on x-axis it is quadrant 1 is surrounded by two lines. Oh, this line just on x-axis right side of the line and upside line. So it will be plus and plus. Quadrant 1 will consider plus and plus. Quadrant 2 will be minus plus. We will go anti-clockwise direction. Then at first x-axis minus sign, y-axis plus sign. So it is quadrant 2. Then quadrant 3. At first we will see x-axis again minus sign on x-axis and on y-axis again minus sign. It means quadrant 3 minus minus. Now quadrant 4 plus and minus sign. Plus on x-axis and minus on y-axis. So this is the quadrant 4 students. Okay. Now after that let's solve some question. Name the quadrants or axis in which this point will lie. Okay. Now here is the question. These are the 6 questions. At first question number 1. It is written 1 and 2. Okay. So at first let's see the Cartesian plane. Here you can see this is the Cartesian plane. So here you can see the in question number 1 we will not see the value. Always only we will see if both are integers other than 0, then we will see only the sign of the value, sign of the coordinate. So you can see 1 has plus sign, 2 has plus sign, both plus. So you can see here this point will lie in quadrant first, plus plus sign in quadrant first. So this will lie in quadrant first. Okay students. Now B, minus 2 and minus 3. So minus and minus sign. Here you can see in figure that minus and minus sign is lying in quadrant third. It means point B will lie in quadrant third. Now point C, minus 4 and 2. It means minus and plus sign. So minus and plus sign, you can see here that it is lying in quadrant 2. So it will lie in quadrant 2. Okay. Now D, 3 and minus 5. It means plus and minus sign. So plus and minus sign is lying in quadrant 4. Okay students. So here you can see it will lie in quadrant 4. Now E, 8 and 0. Here you can see I said in the previous classes that if the value of y is 0, then it will lie on x-axis. Okay. Here it will lie on x-axis. But if the value of x is 0, then it will lie on y-axis. Okay. And if both 0, then I have already said you, both 0, then it is the origin. Okay. So we can say that the coordinate of the origin is 0 and 0. Okay. So let's see the last question of the day, coordinates, question number 6. Write the coordinate of the given points. Here you can see the graph, and there are some points are given A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, now let's find the coordinate of point A. Here you can see, at first we will see the x-axis. So at x-axis, if you will draw a line, just vertical line to the point A from x-axis, then you will get that it will comes 2, and on y-axis again 2, 2, 2. It means the coordinate of point A will be 2 and 2. Both plus sign because it is lying in quadrant 1. Now coordinate B. So coordinate B, point B, if you will see, then you will get on x-axis it is 3, and again on y-axis it is 3. So again it will be 3 and 3 only. Now point C. So point C, here you can see again 1 and 1. On x-axis 1 and on y-axis 1. So point C will be 1 and 1. Okay students. Now point D. So here you can see, at first we will see x-axis. So x-axis minus 2 and y-axis 2. Okay. So this point will lie in minus 2 and 2. Now point D. Here you can see, at first we will see x-axis then y-axis. Always keep it in your mind. So on x-axis it is minus 2 and on y-axis it is minus 4. So the coordinate of point E will be minus 2 and minus 4. Now point F. Here you can see on x-axis it is 2 and on y-axis it is minus 3. So the coordinate of the point F will be 2 and minus 3. So like this we can find the coordinate of the points on a graph. So I hope that you all have already understood, students. Okay students. So thank you.